Alright guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm uploading another video after a long time. Now I'm starting a new series called the Redstone Mania. Now today's video is about how to make a passcode contraption door, because passcode contraption is very important, because like you can literally flex to your friends that you know Redstone and stuff. So basically this is a 2x3 passcode contraption door, but I'm going to show you how it actually works so that you can actually know how to make it yourself. And you can make it of any scale, by the way. Suppose there is this 3x3 grid, and you can also make it 4x4, 5x5, and you can do any combination. Like for example, this is a three lever combination, which is this, I guess. Yeah, so this is a 3 lever combination. So if I flick any other lever, it will close. That is because you have to put the exact contraption. So the redstone of this is this much, where the red will represents that if you turn this on, then the door will close, and the yellow will represents that if you turn this on, then the door will open, and the blue one is just the single line that is just for the door. Now let us see how it actually works. So for this, let us make some gates. So basically there are two types of gates that you need to use in this. One is AND gate and another one is NOR gate. So in order to make AND gate, suppose there are two levers. So you might know that when you turn on a lever, this represents on and this represents off. This is 1, this is 2, and this is one condition. This is one condition. But if we need to make two conditions, such as there are two levers, so if you want to make it so that both levers must be turned on, then what do you do? Okay, so basically we do some redstone dust. We put some redstone dust here and then one piston here. But there is a problem with this. You see, when you flick one, it is still turned on. So what do you do for... So that's why, what do you do if you want to make the piston turn on after you only flick both of these levers? So for that you need to do some things. So first of all, what you need to do is you need to break all of this, and you need to place a redstone torch here, and then you need to place redstone dust, and after this you need to place some redstone here and then redstone dust, sticky piston over here. So now if you flick both of those levers, then the sticky piston will turn on. But if you flick only one lever, then it will turn off. So both levers need to be on if you want to turn this piston on. For a clearer view, let us do this so that you can see from here. Okay, so if you turn only one on, then it won't work. But if you turn both of these on, it will work. Similarly, what if there is another lever, 3 levers? So you do the same thing over here. Redstone torch, some redstone dust. Now this is changed again. So now if you turn both of these on, it is still not turned on. You need to have all of these levers on. This is AND gate. Now you can add as much of these as you want and it will still work. So this is the contraption for the passcode door to turn on. So as you can see here, this is simpler. So as you can see, I've used the same exact contraption here, but since I'm using piston door, it is a bit different. but this is how it works. So now instead of this piston, if I decide to bring this redstone dust all the way over here, let's put a repeater all the way over here, and let's place an iron door. And as you can see, it opens. So once you turn this off, the door shuts down. So you need to press all of these 3 levers for it to turn on, and these could be in any order. Suppose this lever could be over here instead of there. So now we can place a redstone torch over here and a redstone over here, right? So once you do this, now you have to press all of these 3 levers, but as you can see, it is different. This one is 1 block lifted. Now what you can do is you can place a block here and here, and then you can place a redstone dust, and you can also place a lever here, but this lever really does not do anything. As you can see, I have these 3 levers down, but even if I press this lever or if I don't press this lever, it won't matter. So if there's a passcode contraption door like this, right, and if there's a passcode contraption door like this, and basically there are multiple levers, now if you flick all of these levers, it will still be on. That means this is not secure, because then you can just turn on every single lever. So that is why we need NOR gates. So basically NOR gates are the gates which are opposite of OR gates. So let us understand what OR gates are first of all. So basically OR gates are like this. Okay, Yogika also joined. Hello Yogika. Okay, so this I'm going to make an OR gate now. So basically OR gate is a very simple gate, you know. Like, see, if one of them turns on, it turns on. If both of them turn on, it turns on. So basically this is a very good system. But what if you want to make a NOR gate opposite of OR gate? That means it is on by default, but when you press the levers, okay, never mind, we don't need a NOR gate. We just need to understand the concept of one thing, that is in the passcode contraption you need to understand one concept. Okay, so this is basically, I'll show you one system of how this turns on. So basically this one turns on when there is this which powers this redstone torch, forcing it to be turned off, and then there is this redstone that leads to the door. Let's place the door here. Now this lever controls the on and off of this door. Now let us make a system so that this turns off the door, right? So there's a lever here. Now you actually don't need a redstone torch here. You can just place a bunch of repeaters, right? Let us place a repeater down here as well. Yeah. So let's just place some repeaters, and then let us actually connect this to this repeater. So now if you turn this on, then this is turned on. So if you turn this off, then nothing happens, the door is still closed. If you turn this on as well, nothing happens. That is because this is controlling the on system now. So for this door to be open, this must be on and this must be off. So now the door will open. So now this is basically so over here in this system, now you all know that my passcode contraption is something like this. So all three of these levers are basically powered by this system. That means if you turn this lever on, then it will pass the redstone signal, which is responsible for the door to open. Now what this is like, if you turn both of these on, this still won't work because this is still powering the system. Now that is in order to prevent other players from doing this, because if you want to figure this out, some players will just turn literally every single thing on and expect it to open, which won't happen. So if you want it to be more effective like this, then you need to have this. So basically this is one that prevents the door from opening if you turn this on. So basically now these are just two systems, right? Now you can just add multiple levers like this. You can add other levers, and then you can also attach a redstone signal in each of these levers, and you can control if this one turns it on or this one turns it off by using the AND gate. So that is basically how a redstone passcode door works. Now in the next video I'll actually show you how to make a 3x3 passcode contraption door similar to mine, and I'll show you the exact redstone. This looks complicated, but it's actually not. It's just how you figure out the things. So yeah, this much is for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I don't know what Yoika is doing. So now let us end this. Goodbye.